4.1 tower changes, maybe going for those fights. And as I'm talking about that, we actually see Forgiven and Unlimited. They're forcing themselves into the lane to try shut down Froggen, prevent him getting farm and levels early.
Yeah, and now we see Froggen just trying to give a bit of that aggro back on towards Unlimited. Annie, as we know, has a ridiculously long range with those auto attacks, and shouldn't be too hard to keep Froggen out of the way there, but also we'll need to be careful because Froggen can burst quite heavily even at lower levels.
And this is incredibly smart from Copenhagen Wolves because Gragas should be able to 1v2 fairly safely. He's got more effective wave clear and actual built-in sustain. So if he does take poke from Tabs' Jinx, you're not going to see Nif tower diving. A melee in a 2v1 situation cannot really push the tower super quickly. So I think this is intelligent decision making. And if you still look at it, Tabs and Nif, they're not hard pushing that bottom lane. They're not trying to shove the wave up to the tower. He's, Tabs is happy to last hits, and that's buying Kauta all the time he needs to get some XP in the jungle.
Nif having the most relaxed start to a game that he's had for a very long time, I think, in this one. Kauta, as you said, just helping out Amazing there in the jungle. He just finishes off the white. Double buffs are on him right now, and Amazing looking like he's going to be spending quite a lot of time in the farming role from this one. Shook, though, has already made his way down towards this bottom lane, and look at that, both junglers there. This could be very interesting if Shook decides to go in, and I think the fact that they've just started pushing that lane may have alerted them to the fact that Shook may be on his way. Yeah,
a nice ward there from Amazing, immediately gives it up. Amazing, I think, reading Shook's gameplay, anticipating that this could be a threat. You're not going to see a 2v1 tower dive, but if you've got Vi in there as well, definitely going to work out. And Amazing, going to get himself some experience, probably actually pull quite nicely ahead of Shook with this little assistance. But look how far behind Kauta is right now. He's level 2 to the level 4 Froggen. Froggen's leeching a lot more experience from his mid lane.
Yeah, doing well to get in range there. And we can see that Unlimited continue to harass him, and that's half of his health gone with just that single combo coming out of Unlimited. Froggen using the change there at maximum range just to pick up whatever CS he can at this point. This lane as well, Youngbuck versus Wicked. Wicked actually got the better of Youngbuck here in terms of levels. 2 CS he's actually got over him in terms of the numbers right now. But we heard, I think it was Overpower yesterday, it said, we like the Trundle pick, but not against Renekton.
Yeah, in this particular setup, it's going to be interesting to see how they affect the team fights. Because I think laning is going to be a farm fest. And we'll get to that in a second as Unlimited. He's coming down for an early gank on Nif and Tabs.
Yeah, actually going to get pushed onto here by Nif. And that is a great reaction coming out of Alliance. That was a 3-on-2 one Tiny had got down there, but they didn't really have too many problems. Nif using that Zenith Blade to even move further away by the time he got stunned up.
Yeah,
that's
left Forgiven in mid.
Yeah, that's left Forgiven completely alone now, and this is dangerous. Froggen and Shook coming in. That's a brilliant flash from Forgiven, though.
Yeah, that's going to save his life, but Flash is now down. So if Forgiven and Unlimited keep up this pressure, this pushing lane in the middle, it's going to allow Shook to come from behind once again to try to set something up. Keep in mind, it was a flash for a flash. Shook doesn't have that either.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Froggen still has his flash, though. Should he be called into needing that one? We can see that Kauta back off into the jungle here to help off with Amazing, because that wave has now pushed back out, and Alliance are back to freezing that lane as close to their own turret as they possibly can, which means they're very slim, if any, pickings, really, for Kauta.
Yeah, we'll have to see how, where First Blood comes from. I think it's probably going to be more likely for Alliance to pick it up because of the combo they have with Vi. If you throw Vi plus anybody, even with Trundle, LeBlanc, Jinx, there's a lot of CC and damage that can follow it up. But, the main thing is, Shook has to get to 6 quickly. You've seen how low that tower HP was for Alliance in the mid lane. Copenhagen Wolves may get that down and push elsewhere. As it stands right now, you see that Wicked keeping even on CS with Youngbuck. Remember how much of a lane bully Renekton is at these low levels. It's working in his favor. And Copenhagen Wolves, they're going to get this tower very early on.
Yeah, not much that Froggen can do about this one. Amazing coming across the side there, and that will be the first tower of the game. Going down to the Wolves as they're going to go on towards Kauta. He slow flashes away from the Chompers, and if he got locked up with those, that could have been the end for him.
Yeah, flash down now for Kauta. Shook is going to have the ability to get in there and maybe push down for a kill. But as it stands, Forgiven and Unlimited, they're actually sticking in the mid lane. I'm expecting them to rotate around, go back to the bottom, defend against Tabs and Nif, and put Kauta in the mid lane to try and fend off against against Froggen. Without Froggen having a tower there, it could work out in Kauta's favor.
Well, we'll see about that one. Currently, Wicked is looking like he wants to head back home, and Youngbuck says, no, I'm just going to keep you in this lane. I know you want to leave right now, but you're going to have to stay for a while. Both of them have hit level 6 at this point, so ultimates in there. Don't expect a flat-out 1 versus 1 kill to happen in that top lane without either Shook or Amazing getting involved. And as we predicted there, if you look at Froggen and Kautar's CS totals now, they've completely leaped up.
Yeah, big difference now that they've had a little bit more time to breathe, as it were. Don't have AD carries in their faces. We did see Wicked teleporting to the top lane. He doesn't want to lose experience. He doesn't want to lose levels and gold on that map. Picked himself up a Bilgewater Cutlass, so this is actually a bit of an aggressive build, and I think it's to counter this power spike at level 6 that Renekton's going to get. Try to duel him a little bit more, get some more lifesteal with the help of his passive, and as long as there's minions around, I think he's going to have a lot of good sustain to stick around with.
Nice bottom lane. Kautar did stay there, actually has a lead in CS over Froggen at this very moment. If we look at the AD carries, 64 to 63, they're both doing a fantastic job. Not that we've really come to expect anything else from Tabs and Forgiven up until now, but finally we see Alliance's bottom lane backing away as that wave was pushed through onto Gragas' tower.
No, I'm not entirely sure I like what Copenhagen Wolves with their AD carry and support still in the mid lane. I feel like the fact they got the tower down and they could have placed some additional vision in Alliance's jungle may have actually opened the Wolves up to, you know, grabbing themselves a dragon if they had got some vision control. And instead, I think they're playing this one a little bit safe. They're going to try to keep Froggen shut down, try to keep LeBlanc on the back foot. Maybe this is a call from Kautar saying, I'm not comfortable fighting LeBlanc, I'm not comfortable in this matchup, so you know, let's keep swapping, let's keep it in the 1v2, because the Wolves are once again responding with a swap of their own.
Yeah, we can see that Froggen there just going back into the brush just to figure out exactly what was going to be coming his way. They do have a few wards down by the Dragon at this point, so they know that the duo lane of the Wolves hadn't started that one off. In fact, Shook is even